All right, on to part 2 of how to create 120 different pieces of content. Yesterday we went through and we really broke down chunking out your niche. So we started pretty large with our wedding photography, and then we broke it down into different segments and different chunks that you could find information from there. Today we're going to move on and we're going to get more specific about the reason that we're creating this content and different ways to present the same information to various audiences. At the bottom below this video, you're going to find a link to the Google Drive that has the content creation brainstorming template. When you get there, you're going to want to go to File, Make a Copy so that you can actually make changes on your own. Now you're going to see that all of this information relates back to the exact same form that I filled out yesterday. We're going to talk through what we're going to use this document for and why. Now, once you've actually completed that chunking exercise, we need to break down each of those pillar contents into information that's going to be entertaining, educational, and inspirational. And the reason why is that that is really what is going to attract people to your brand, and you're going to be able to reach your ideal client through these mannerisms. So for every segment, you're going to come up with 3 specific ways to present this pillar content. For example, for editing for skin tones, I might show how a photo of somebody with terrible skin tones ends up looking. Like, you might actually see a bunch of green in the skin tones because of the way that somebody has edited it. So this is really where you're going to present a topic in a humorous or a fun way that you can think of that might make somebody smile. Educational. This is what can you teach somebody about the actual topic. So I could go in and do a short demonstration of how to use local adjustments on my skin tones. Then I could be inspirational. I could pick a photo from a wedding of a multicultural couple, who has different skin tones, so that you can see how those skin tones really show off who those people are. So I'm going to go through this with a couple of different areas. First, we're going to go through the editing. I might show real Photoshop images of skies so that you can actually see good ones versus bad ones. I might show how I actually use Photoshop to make a sky replacement. I might be able to put all of my best sky replacements into a collage that I can then demonstrate to people. You can see that all of these are similar. They are similar ideas, similar ways to create content, but again, it's a smaller piece to the puzzle. So let's go down and let's talk about maybe posing. So for an entertaining aspect of posing, I might be able to go in and show clips from an actual engagement session where people are laughing or people are really truly enjoying themselves, and then have the photos that follow them. I would be able to educate people on how to direct or how to prompt their clients as to create that genuine laughter in a session. I might be able to inspire somebody with all of the different laughing pictures, stringing them together so that you see the best of the best laughing photos. So again, it really is going to relate back to, all of these relate to the same topic of laughter. It's just a different way to present them. So when we go through and we create all of these, the Heimlich, let's talk about this one. I might go in and describe when the groom choked on the chicken bone during his reception, which was super frightening for one thing, but it was really, really disturbing because he couldn't get it up with the Heimlich. And so we were really scared that he actually was going to die, but he ended up getting his stomach pumped. Educational, show yourself performing the Heimlich. This could also be an entertainment one, because if you're showing yourself performing, like how to perform the Heimlich on a teddy bear, it could be really funny. You can make it really silly. And then inspirational, you might describe, couples who made it through, or how they reacted when something like this happened, and how somebody else could react too. You can see that some of these are going to be inspirational, educational, and entertaining all at the same time. But the whole idea with this content pillar content knowledge is to be able to break it down into smaller clips so that you have this plethora of information. I'm not going to post the exact same clip of a groom. I'm not going to post the clapping music with different grooms in their days, and then the very next day I'm not going to describe the best way for a guy to find a space to get ready in. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use these intermixing like the different topics throughout the 120 days. 120 days of content is a lot of days of content. So you're going to be able to see that all of these relate back to that paper that we did at the beginning. So my groom prep, I might show a space beforehand, and then the images from that space to show that I have a knowledge of lighting and posing. Oh, this would be fun. Engagements for prepping your dude. You could do a boot camp with your fiance. So you could like prepare him ahead of time for the actual engagement session. If you want, you can go on and use TikTok or Instagram Reels as a benefit in this area, because there are people who are doing this already, and it's silly. You can figure out what's funniest from that way, and it's also really fun to be able to do with a loved one. You might be able to put ways that help guys to relax when they're on photo shoots. That would be educational. And then you might be able to do a bit of a client telling about their experience with you and how comfortable they actually felt. All of these elements are going to change up the way that you actually create and having to come up with your motivation on the spot. So go through, you're going to spend the next 5 minutes going through and figuring out what could I type for all of these various aspects. Trust me, it takes a minute. It'll take you about 10-15 minutes to go through and to fill out this entire list. But then you have 4 months worth of content that you do not have to think about. And you simply go back to this and you say, today I'm going to create something about, showing an alternative use of gear and why it can be fun to have around. Or what the gear and the photos that it produces are. How I use the various aspects of gear. I could go in and spend an entire day creating content, which I've done before, and make 20 to 30 different pieces of content in one day and not have to think about it for an entire month. Once you've gone through all of these processes of creating 120 pieces, if you are still struggling about maybe why to create on Reels versus Instagram, or how to get yourself in front of people on Pinterest, please go in and click the link on the bottom to find out more information about our social media course. It is a course for creatives. It is going to help you master the 6 different pillar contents of social media. This course walks you through Google, Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and even Facebook, so that you get the most benefit out of your social media without having to think too hard about it. Thanks for taking the time with me today to work on your social media strategy, and I'll see you here some other time.